Current Affairs 1. Assam Assembly passes bill regulating Muslim marriages and divorces. The Assam Legislative Assembly passed a new law called the Assam Compulsory Registration of Muslim Marriages and Divorces Bill, 2024. This law is designed to address serious issues like child marriage, marriages without mutual consent, and polygamy. It replaces an old law from 1935, bringing in new rules to protect vulnerable individuals, especially women and children. Repeal of the 1935 Act. The old law, known as the Assam Muslim Marriage and Divorce Registration Act of 1935, allowed some harmful practices. For example, it permitted child marriages and didn't require the mutual consent of both people involved in the marriage. The government decided to repeal or cancel this outdated law because it supported these practices, which are no longer acceptable. The problematic aspects of the old law were mainly found in sections 8 and 10. Implementation of the new law. The new bill introduces clear rules that must be followed for a marriage to be registered legally. Age requirements: the woman must be at least 18 years old, and the man must be at least 21 years old. Consent: both people must freely agree to the marriage without any pressure. Residency requirement: at least one of the people getting married must have lived in the district for at least 30 days before the marriage can be registered. Registration process. Under the new law, couples need to inform the marriage and divorce registrar about their intention to marry at least 30 days before the wedding. This waiting period allows time for any objections or concerns to be raised. If there are objections, the registrar is responsible for investigating them to ensure everything is legal and proper. If a registering officer finds out that a marriage involves underage individuals, they must report it to the Child Marriage Protection Officer. This step is important to prevent child marriages and protect minors. The new law also holds registering officers accountable. If an officer knowingly breaks the rules set by the bill, they could face serious consequences, including imprisonment and fines. This strict enforcement aims to ensure that the new regulations are followed properly. Relation to Muslim personal law. The new law works alongside existing Muslim personal laws but has caused some tension. One area of conflict is the definition of valid marriages, especially concerning minors. The Supreme Court is expected to review how this new law interacts with the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, 2006, which bans child marriages across India. Debate in the Assembly. When the bill was being discussed in the Assembly, there were differing opinions. Some members argued that instead of completely replacing the old law, it could have been amended or improved. However, those in favor of the new bill argued that it increases accountability and reduces the risk of child marriages that were previously facilitated by Qazis, Muslim registrars. The Assam Compulsory Registration of Muslim Marriages and Divorces Bill, 2024, marks a significant change in the legal framework for marriage registration in Assam's Muslim community. By setting strict guidelines and placing the registration process under government supervision, the new law aims to create a fairer and more responsible system that protects vulnerable individuals, especially women and children, from harmful practices. Current Affairs 2. Oropouch virus. The oropouch virus is insect-borne, meaning it spreads through insect bites, much like the dengue virus that is spread by mosquitoes. Since 1st August, over 8,000 cases have been reported in South America. The virus has also spread to the United States and Europe due to international travel, even though these areas were previously unaffected. How does the oropouch virus spread? The oropouch virus, also called sloth fever, is mainly spread by bites from infected biting midges, which are tiny insects similar to mosquitoes. In some cases, certain mosquito species can also spread the virus. The virus was first discovered in 1955 in Trinidad and Tobago and has mostly been found in South America and the Caribbean. What are the symptoms of oropouch fever? Most people who get oropouch fever experience symptoms similar to those of dengue fever. These symptoms include headache, fever, muscle pain, nausea, pain behind the eyes, and rash. In rare cases, more serious complications like meningitis, inflammation of the brain's protective layers, or encephalitis, inflammation of the brain itself, can occur. The symptoms usually last between 2 to 7 days and can come back later. While the illness usually goes away on its own, it can cause complications during pregnancy, similar to the Zika virus. How is oropouch fever treated? There is currently no vaccine for oropouch fever. Treatment mainly focuses on relieving symptoms. The CDC recommends taking acetaminophen to reduce fever and pain. It is advised to avoid aspirin, as it can increase the risk of bleeding. Why are cases increasing and what precautions can be taken? The recent surge in oropouch cases is likely due to factors like climate change, increased human movement, deforestation, and changes in the virus's genetics. With cases now reported in Europe, it is important to stay vigilant. Preventative measures, similar to those used for dengue and malaria, include avoiding insect bites by using insect repellent, wearing protective clothing, and using mosquito nets. More about the oropouch virus. The oropouch virus was first identified in 1955 in Trinidad. It is an arbovirus, meaning it is spread by mosquitoes, particularly the Culex species. The virus causes oropouch fever, which is characterized by headaches, fever, and joint pain. It is commonly found in tropical regions of South America, with outbreaks in countries like Brazil and Colombia. Because its symptoms are similar to dengue, it can be easily misdiagnosed. Recently, there has been a rise in oropouch fever cases in cities, showing that the virus is adapting to new environments. Despite its impact, there is still limited research on how the virus causes disease. Current Affairs 3. India commissions second nuclear submarine, INS Arighat. India recently commissioned its second nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, SSBN, called INS Arighat. This event took place in Visakhapatnam and was a significant step in strengthening India's defense capabilities. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh mentioned that this move is crucial for boosting India's nuclear triad, which is a three-part system that includes land-based missiles, aircraft, and submarines capable of launching nuclear weapons. This makes India more secure against potential threats. What is the SSBN program? The SSBN program is an important part of India's defense strategy. SSBNs are submarines that can carry and launch ballistic missiles. INS Arighat is the second submarine in this program, following INS Arihant, which was commissioned in 2016. The goal of this program is to give India a reliable second strike capability. This means that even if an enemy attacks first, India can still respond with a powerful counterattack using these submarines. What are the technological advancements in INS Arighat? INS Arighat includes several technological improvements over INS Arihant, the first submarine in this series. These advancements include better design, construction techniques, and systems that were developed within India. This shows that India is becoming more self-reliant in creating advanced defense technology, which is important for maintaining a strong military. Why is INS Arighat strategically important? The addition of INS Arighat to India's navy greatly enhances the country's ability to deter, or prevent, threats from other nations. Both INS Arihant and INS Arighat play a key role in keeping the region stable and secure. Defense Minister Singh emphasized that having these submarines helps maintain a strategic balance in the area, ensuring that India can protect itself effectively. How does this impact India's national defense? The SSBN program, which includes INS Arighat, is vital for India's nuclear deterrence strategy. This strategy ensures that India can respond to any nuclear attack with a powerful counterstrike, which discourages enemies from attacking in the first place. For example, in 2022, a successful missile test was conducted from INS Arihant, demonstrating that these submarines are ready for action. Building these submarines is essential for India to maintain a strong and ready military in a world where geopolitical challenges are constantly changing. The commissioning of INS Arighat is a major achievement in India's defense strategy. It not only strengthens India's military capabilities but also promotes self-reliance in developing advanced military equipment. This progress is vital for maintaining a strong and independent military that can protect India's interests. About Arihant-class submarines. Arihant-class submarines are India's first nuclear-powered submarines, designed to carry and launch ballistic missiles. The first in this series, INS Arihant, was commissioned in 2016. These submarines are 111 meters long and can dive deeper than 300 meters. They are equipped with advanced sonar, weapons systems, and stealth technology to remain undetected. Each submarine can carry 12 K-15 Sagarika missiles, which have a range of 750 kilometers. These features enhance India's second strike capability, which is crucial for its defense strategy. About INS Arighat. INS Arighat is not just any submarine, it is the first submarine support vessel built entirely in India. Launched on 2009, it is designed to support fleet submarines during long operations. The vessel is 120 meters long and can carry a wide range of weapons and equipment. With a displacement of around 7,400 tons, INS Arighat is equipped with advanced machinery, boosting India's maritime capabilities. This vessel plays a key role in improving the operational readiness and logistics of India's submarine missions. Current Affairs 4. New study reveals dire state of global fish stocks. A recent study published in the journal Science has found that global fish populations are facing more serious problems than we previously thought, with more fish stocks being overfished or in danger of collapse. Key findings: the study shows that current fishing practices are taking more fish than can naturally be replenished, mainly due to both local and large-scale industrial fishing. Researchers looked at data from 230 different fish stocks and discovered that past reports had overestimated how many fish were available and how quickly they could recover. Issues with catch limits: policymakers set limits on how many fish can be caught based on scientific advice to prevent overfishing. However, these limits have often been set too high, which has resulted in nearly one-third of fish stocks labeled as sustainably fished by the FAO actually being overfished. What is phantom recoveries? The study also found cases of phantom recoveries, where fish populations appeared to be doing well even though they were still declining. A fish stock is considered collapsed if its population drops below 10% of its original size. The study suggests that up to 85% more fish stocks have likely collapsed than was previously thought. Concerns about methods: fisheries scientists Rainer Froese and Daniel Pauly pointed out that the complex methods used to assess fish populations can sometimes give misleading results. They recommend using more cautious management strategies, especially when there is uncertainty, to get more accurate results. Ecosystem-based sustainable fishing: the study supports using ecosystem-based sustainable fishing practices. This includes allowing fish to reproduce before they are caught, using gear that doesn't harm the environment, and creating protected marine areas. This approach aims to maintain a balance between fishery productivity and the health of the environment, especially for important species that other marine life depends on. Current Affairs 5. Berkshire Hathaway, first non-tech company to hit $1 trillion. Berkshire Hathaway, led by Warren Buffett, made history by becoming the first non-technology company to reach a market value of $1 trillion on 28 August. This achievement came after a key decision to sell nearly half of its shares in Apple, which helped the company build up a huge cash reserve of $280 billion. Career beginnings: Buffett started his career as an investment analyst, first working at his father's firm and later at Graham-Newman Corp., where he further honed his investment skills. By the age of 30, he had already become a millionaire, showcasing his talent for making smart investment decisions. In 1965, he co-founded Berkshire Hathaway with Charlie Munger, who would become a key partner in his investment journey. Value investing philosophy: Buffett is a strong believer in value investing, a strategy he learned from his mentor, Benjamin Graham. This approach involves finding undervalued stocks, meaning they are priced lower than their true worth. Value investors like Buffett look for opportunities where the market has overlooked the potential of a company, aiming to buy these stocks and hold onto them for long-term gains. Diversification strategies: Berkshire Hathaway originally started as a textile manufacturing company, but Buffett soon realized that this industry had limited growth potential. He decided to diversify the company's investments by buying businesses that were temporarily struggling but had strong foundations. Some of these businesses include well-known names like Jiko, Coca-Cola, and Duracell. Investment principles and approach: Buffett's approach to investing is disciplined and straightforward. He categorizes investment opportunities into three groups: yes, no, and too tough to understand. For a long time, he stayed away from technology stocks, believing they were difficult to predict. However, he later changed his view when he saw the strong market position of companies like Apple, which he now considers to have a strong competitive advantage, or a moat. Warren Buffett's success is built on a combination of value investing, smart diversification, and a long-term vision. These principles have helped make Berkshire Hathaway one of the most valuable companies in the world. About Berkshire Hathaway. Founded in 1839, Berkshire Hathaway began as a textile manufacturing company. Warren Buffett took control of the company in 1965 and has since transformed it into a massive conglomerate. Headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska, Berkshire Hathaway owns companies like GKO and Duracell. The company is known for its decentralized management style, allowing each subsidiary to operate independently. Berkshire's annual shareholder meetings are famous, drawing thousands of attendees and resembling a festival. The company focuses on long-term investments and intrinsic value, with its A shares often valued at over $500,000 each. Additionally, Berkshire Hathaway is recognized for its strong commitment to philanthropy. Current Affairs 6. Google DeepMind launches AI project for 125 Indian languages. Google DeepMind's India unit is leading a big AI project called Morni. This project is focused on developing AI technologies that can understand and work with 125 different Indian languages and dialects. This is very important because India is a country with many languages, and making AI work for all of them will help ensure that everyone can benefit from AI, no matter what language they speak. Why is the Morni project important? India officially recognizes 22 languages, but the Morni project is aiming much higher by trying to include over 100 languages. This is because many people in India speak languages that are not officially recognized but are still widely used. For example, 60 of these languages are spoken by more than 1 billion people in total. This shows that there is a huge number of people who are not fully represented in current AI technologies. Challenges in language data. One big challenge that Manish Gupta, the director of Google DeepMind, has pointed out is the lack of digital data for many Indian languages. For 73 out of the 125 languages targeted by the project, there is no digital data available at all. This makes it very hard to develop AI that can understand and work with these languages. Even Hindi, which is widely spoken, makes up only 0.1% of all the text available on the internet. How is Google addressing these challenges? To solve the problem of not having enough language data, Google started Project Vani in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Science, IISc, and Art Park. The goal of this project is to create a large, open-source database of speech data from different Indian languages. This data will help the Morni project build AI that can understand and respond in these languages. Progress and future goals. So far, Project Vani has completed its first phase, where it collected over 14,000 hours of speech data from 58 languages. This involved 80,000 people from 80 different districts across India. The ultimate goal is to collect 154,000 hours of speech data from all 773 districts in the country. The project is currently in its second phase, where it is focusing on covering all states by collecting data from 160 districts. What is Google DeepMind? Google DeepMind, founded in 2010, is a leading AI research company. It became famous in 2016 when its AI program, AlphaGo, beat a world champion in the game of Go. The team also developed AlphaFold, which solved the problem of protein folding, a key issue in biology. DeepMind's AI has been used in healthcare, where it can predict when a patient's health might get worse and help diagnose eye diseases. The company also created AI that reduced energy use in Google's data centers by 40%. DeepMind is committed to making AI that is safe, fair, and ethical. Their work has greatly impacted gaming and the management of complex algorithms. Current Affairs 7. Global FinTech Fest, GFF, 2024. The Global FinTech Fest 2024 will be held at the Zio World Convention Center in Mumbai. This event is all about the latest developments in financial technology, fintech. Around 800 experts, including industry leaders, policymakers, regulators, senior bankers, and academics from India and other countries, will attend. Modi will speak at a special session during the festival to showcase fintech innovations. Vadhavan Port development. After the GFF, PM Modi will lay the foundation stone for the Vadhavan Port project in Palghar. This major project costs 76,000 crores rupees and is designed to boost India's trade by improving access to international shipping routes. The port will be situated near Dahanu town, making it a key location for trade. Fisheries projects. Modi will also inaugurate and lay the foundation for 218 fisheries projects, which have a combined value of about 1,560 crores rupees. These projects include building fishing harbors and integrated aquaparks, as well as introducing new technologies like recirculatory aquaculture systems and biofloc to improve fish farming. Vessel communication and support system. Additionally, he will launch a new vessel communication and support system developed by ISRO, costing 360 crores rupees. This system will install 1 lakh transponders on motorized fishing boats across 13 coastal states and union territories, which will help improve communication and efficiency for fishermen. Overall, PM Modi's visit highlights his focus on advancing India's fintech industry and supporting key infrastructure and fisheries projects, which are crucial for the country's economic growth. About Global Fintech Fest. The Global Fintech Fest is a major conference dedicated to innovations in financial technology. It started in 2020 and brings together industry leaders, startups, and regulators. The event features more than 250 speakers and draws thousands of participants from around the world. Key topics include digital payments, blockchain technology, and financial inclusion. The festival encourages collaboration between fintech companies and traditional financial institutions. It is organized by the Association of Global Fintech and the National Payments Corporation of India to advance fintech policies and developments globally. Current Affairs 8. India, China commit to peace in border areas. India and China have agreed to work together to maintain peace and calm along their shared border, especially in the Ladakh region, where tensions have been high. This agreement was reached during the 31st meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs, WMCC, which took place in Beijing. Historical agreements. Since 1993, India and China have signed several agreements to keep things stable along their shared border. Here are some key ones. 1993 Agreement. This was the first plan to ensure peace and calm. 1996 Agreement. This added more security measures. 2003 and 2005 Agreements. These agreements built on the previous ones to improve cooperation and communication. Significance of the WMCC meeting. The recent WMCC meeting stressed that peace along the border is crucial for improving India-China relations. The main goals were to restore peace and calm, respect the borderline as a key principle. Diplomatic engagements. The meeting followed talks between India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi in July 2024. Their discussions aimed to speed up talks to solve border issues, improve communication between diplomats and military leaders. Next steps for resolving issues. India and China have agreed to increase communication through both diplomatic and military channels. They aim to solve the remaining border disputes more quickly and stabilize their relationship. The focus is on having productive discussions to effectively address the problems that still exist along the border. What is WMCC? The Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs, WMCC, was set up in 2012 to handle border problems and improve communication. It includes representatives from both countries' foreign and defense ministries. The WMCC helps with discussions on managing the border, building trust, and resolving disputes in border areas. It meets regularly, especially when tensions are high. The goal is to avoid conflicts and handle crises through talks, showing a commitment to keeping peace and stability along the India-China border. Current Affairs 9. Second Joint Russian-Indian Commission held in Moscow. The second meeting of the Joint Russian-Indian Commission on Cooperation in Emergency Management recently took place in Moscow. The Indian delegation, led by Shri Nityanand Rai, Minister of State for Home Affairs, aimed to strengthen how both countries handle emergencies. Importance of the meeting. This meeting followed up on earlier agreements, specifically the Intergovernmental Agreement, IGA, from December 2010 and the formation of the Indo-Russian Joint Commission in 2013. The goal was to plan how to put these agreements into action and improve disaster management cooperation between the two countries. Key outcomes at the end of the meeting: a working plan for 2025 to 2026 was signed. This plan includes using space technology to predict disaster risks, sharing knowledge on how to respond to disasters, training fire and rescue teams. Goals for future cooperation. The delegations agreed on several goals for future cooperation: increase joint efforts in managing emergencies, share best practices for preparing for and responding to disasters, strengthen collaboration between educational and research institutions, host the next Commission meeting in India in 2026. Commitment to disaster risk reduction. Shri Nityanand Rai reaffirmed India's commitment to the Sendai framework, which aims to significantly reduce disaster risks. This aligns with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 10-point agenda for disaster risk reduction. The Indian government is focused on enhancing the country's ability to withstand disasters. The Indian delegation included notable figures like Shri Vinay Kumar, the Indian ambassador to Russia, and senior officials from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA. About the Indo-Russian Joint Commission on Emergency Management. The Indo-Russian Joint Commission on Emergency Management was created to improve cooperation in handling disasters. Established in 2005, it focuses on sharing technology and knowledge to deal with natural disasters. The Commission works on joint training exercises and exchanging information, aiming to develop early warning systems and better response strategies. Regular meetings help review progress and refine strategies, and the Commission is part of the broader strategic relationship between India and Russia.